God rejected me and casted me to hell. And that was the moment I woke up and knew I had to turn my life and get right with God. I grew up in a Christian household where me and my parents would always went to church, not just on Sundays, but almost every day. That was how much bond and relationship we had with God. I was so much of a lover and a believer of Christ that I was even creating content about the word of the Lord and preaching all over the internet. But at age 16, I lost my mom. She died from skin cancer. And at that moment, reality hit me in the face, smacked me. It hit me so hard that I started hating myself and my existence. Got angry at God. Yes, I got angry at Jesus Christ. I just said, why would God make this happen to me if he loved me? So at that moment, I gave up and started living a worldly life. And when I say a worldly life, I'm talking about drugs, smoking, drinking, lusting, you name it. It got so bad to the point where I started bashing some Christians for even believing in God. I would not say I became an atheist, but I became the closest thing to one. I totally gave myself to the word and got filled with the spirit of sinful deeds like lust. Yes, especially lust. I started lusting around all over here and there. I became that guy that was just living to die. Basically a dead man walking. I started hanging around with people that always wanted to party and club and just live up the world. I partied every Friday, Saturday, and even Sundays. Did not go to church, literally forgot about the existence of God. Yes, it got that bad. That is how tricky the devil really be. He will take advantage of you and control over your whole mind to the point where you literally forget about God's existence. During this time, the devil had conquered me because I don't think you guys understand how bad it really was. It was a Saturday night. My friends called my phone and told me that there's a massive event going on at the bar, so I should get ready. So guess what I did? I hopped in the shower, got ready, super excited to see what all this hype was about. But this night was a little bit different. It was one of the most intense nights ever in my life till this day. And no, I am not talking about the bar or club. This night was one of the scariest moments ever in my life. Like I was saying, I got dressed up, waiting on my friend to come pick me up so we could just have a fun night, you know? The last thing I remember was I was sitting on my bed, waiting for the "we are outside" text from my friend. All of a sudden, I could not move from my bed. I was stuck like I was just glued to this bed. I couldn't feel my legs or arms. Felt paralyzed on the bed. I could hear my friends blow my phone. I looked sideways to my phone, but I couldn't move or speak or even answer the phone. All of a sudden, tears started running from my eyes. Imagine yourself paralyzed, stuck, and all you could do was cry. Exactly. My room started spinning around faster and faster and faster and faster. Then all I heard was then reality, it disappeared. It was pitch black, so dark and black to the point where you could not even see your own hands in your face. Yes, it was that dark. I was so scared and started panicking. And I remember screaming for help. I said all my friends' names, hoping at least they could answer me or say something to me, but there was no response. The sad thing is, I could have screamed for Jesus Christ, but that thought never even came across my mind. Yes, it was that bad. That's how bad I was distracted and my body and soul was caught on to the world. Then all of a sudden, it became bright out there. When I say bright, I'm talking about super bright out there. But there was a little twist here because it looked like it was a judgment day. Because all I saw was just a lot of people just lined up, just getting their judgment. And all I heard was, "Depart from me, depart from me, depart from me." Just from a lot of people, and people were just screaming for help, crying for help. So I was so scared at that moment. I started getting back to my realization that I had been rejecting God. But then in my head, that moment, I started feeling like I got hope. Maybe I'd try to make it to the gates of heaven. I don't know why I was thinking like that at that moment. And before I even realized, I was headed to my judgment. And I kept hearing so many people screaming again and just crying. And I heard people being casted to the gates of hell. So I finally got in front of the throne of God. Let me tell you something that scared me the most. I couldn't even make an eye contact with God. It was so bright to the point where whenever I tried to peek at God or at least try to look at him with my side eye, I ended up passing out and the angels will always pick me back up. I became the most humble and down to earth I've ever been. That was how powerful God's presence was at that moment. Even though I had hatred for God, even though I hated God, I became the most humble person out there. God is too powerful. Like way beyond the word powerful. Yes. So he looked at me and said, "I knew you before, but I don't know you no more." I looked back and saw the earth open with some fiery hands coming out with flames all over it coming from the earth. And then it tried to snatch me. And that was when I woke up. Even though I finally woke up to reality on my bed, I could still hear the echo in my room. I don't know you no more. More. If that night was my last night on earth, I wouldn't make it to the gates of heaven. I will go to hell for eternity, just because I made my ego and pride overcome who I really was as a Christian. If you're still alive today, it's still not too late for you to repent from your sin and giving yourself to God. Hell is a place you don't want to go. Hell is a place not even the devil and his angels will want to go. And if you want to know more about hell, I made a full video explaining about what hell really is. Click on the link down below in the description and you'll see it all. Repent and get back with Jesus Christ. Until next time.